Final match of the afternoon at heavyweight, Christian Lance, number 11 in the country for Nebraska, against the 10th-ranked 285-pounder Luke Luffman, the sophomore from Urbana. It's 25-6 on the team tally, with Nebraska out in front, having won 7 of the first 9. But number 11 versus number 10, TJ, as we started out by saying, this is a great way to cap off the afternoon.
I don't know how you get any more excited about a heavyweight match. I mean, these guys, they're not the top two. That's it's Gable Steveson and Mason Paris, and they're probably not third and fourth in there, where Tony Cassioppi's up there in the conversation, but they're podium guys here, and what they've done with their bodies, both of them putting on about 25 pounds from where they were a year ago, and the work that they have. They're two different wrestlers, but this is exciting. And you know, I don't know how much momentum plays, because Nebraska wrestlers are not going to want to go out there and not follow what their guys have done in this match. I mean, things have gone their way in some close matches, and they've built on that and done a tremendous job. And it looks like a runaway, 25-6, but the score is not indicative of the action here, but it's probably a little easier for Lance to get up than it is for Luffman. It's Luke Luffman, and so two great wrestlers. Luffman really needs to get that underhook going, so that Lance has a really nice low shot to Luffman's right leg there, and so Luffman doesn't want to stick his leg out there. He wants to get up there and get that underhook to where Lance can't execute his best stuff. But oh, look how, I mean, you know, the Schultz and Lance worked out together at the local club this last summer, and I'm telling you, they didn't just buy a membership, they worked out. And Lance is a different specimen than he was a year ago.
Their names may be on the deed of the health club, with how much work they put in. According to Mark Manning, with everything shut down over the spring, just going to a local gym, finding some mat space, and being able to work with each other. Very different paths for Lance in the red and Luffman in the blue to get to where they are, where Luffman last year was thrown into the starting lineup as a freshman and qualified for the NCAAs, finished 8th at the Big Tens. Lance, meanwhile, didn't start wrestling until 7th grade and started out as a Division II wrestler at Fort Hays State, now with his 3rd season at Nebraska, and was a on-again, off-again starter last year with David Jensen, and now has fully taken the reins here at heavyweight for the Cornhuskers. Yes,
he has, and you like that pathway, because light bulb goes on. He's probably thought he was capable, and he goes to Division II, does a great job at a great program, and then says, I can go with the best of them. And you know, high risk, high reward, gets in there and gets his opportunity. Lance does, and has really had a nice job. Luffman had to come out as a true freshman last year. That's especially in the Big Ten, that's just almost impossible. And then changed his body, put himself up 20-25 pounds, and a couple of great wins in the first dual meet against Orndorff from Ohio State and Hilger from Wisconsin. And all of a sudden he jumps up in the rankings, and yet he also had the opportunity to go up against the King, Gable Steveson, and it wasn't pretty, because it isn't often for an opponent of Gable Steveson. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity to see Mason Paris and Gable Steveson at the Big Tens, but these two guys are going to be right in the placings, qualifiers, and looking to be on the podium.
Luffman, the 1-0 advantage on the escape. Are you ready to drink from the poison chalice, Tim? Which weight class would you least rather be at in the Big Ten, 125 or heavyweight?
Wow, that's really a good question, because I was saying, now see, here's what, nice job right there. I gotta say, because that was the shot by Lance there, in on that leg, and what Luffman did is he stepped over. He didn't try to cut the corner there. He stepped over, kicked out, really well executed by Luffman there. He got the escape. Lance gets in on the single, and Luffman does a great job technically to avoid the takedown there. But I wouldn't want to be under any of these heavyweights, all right? I'm going there. I'm going to drink from that chalice.
The poison chalice,
I would not want to be under any of these heavyweights, any of them. But I also wouldn't want to be under Spencer Lee.
Because you're not getting up.
I would not want to be under Spencer Lee, but I think I could survive breathing-wise. So, you know, I would, and that just panics me thinking about being underneath these heavyweights. But I would be every bit as punished by a Spencer Lee at 125, which is an incredible thing to say. And of course, Gable Steveson famously tweeted out about a month ago, he says he's talking about people challenging him at heavyweight, but somebody said something about Spencer Lee, and he said, I don't want to mess with Spencer Lee at all. Lance is clearly the bigger wrestler here, and that means Luffman can't get under Lance's hips, see. And he knows that. He's got to stay up, and so Luffman has wrestled very a technically smart match here.
Great matchup for our NBA Sunday West Coast special. Kyrie, James Harden, and the Nets finish up their road trip against Kawhi and the Clippers. 8 Eastern, ESPN, and the ESPN app. Coverage begins 7 Eastern with Countdown. Our last match of the afternoon here in Champaign inside the State Farm Center. Nebraska on a way to a victory, 25-6. They lead in the team tally right now, so they'll finish up with their only dual loss of the year against the Iowa Hawkeyes, the #1 team in the country. Lance evening things up here 1-1.
Yeah, this is it's a big match for seeding in the Big Tens and NCAA's ultimately right here. And it's a chess match, and I see this at heavyweight especially. You know, the guy that doesn't panic will be the guy that comes out the winner here, because you have to have poise and know, hey, is the best pathway for me to win to ride 30 seconds in a tiebreaker? And if it is, you don't throw something hazard or stupid out here. And so right now, Luffman, he's doing a great job of owning the center of the mat, and he needs to stay, you know, in front and look to get an angle. And if he's going to shoot, it's got to be low and outside. He can't go underneath Lance, and Lance wants to. He does have some nice low shots, and I think Luffman has done a nice job. There's the outside, but he was able to get out real fast. See. And so really interesting here, because you got to stay where you're, you know, what you do best, and know if it's another 3.5 minutes, it's another 3.5 minutes.
This time it's Lance going low, Luffman ready.
All right, so right now, Luffman this is where Lance likes to be. If he can cut right here, and he's coming up. Nice job of getting the hips out and back out in front and squaring up by Luffman. They're going to go to overtime.
Some good action in short time in the third, and it's on to sudden victory, 1-1 at heavyweight.
Luffman's been pulling on Lance's head and making him carry his weight, and done a nice job, and that may come into play here later. Again, nice job of slipping that right leg. You know where Lance wants to go. Really good there. A couple of good-looking heavyweights. Smart, too. Luffman really has been wrestling a smart match here.
Locked horns, a lot of shots fended off.
That was almost really successful to Lance. A nice job by Luffman coming out, getting into that head. Comes around, and if he can finish this right here, this is where, if he's going to... Wow, nice job by Lance and coming through. These are heavyweights. These aren't 125-pounders.
The action on the mat here in sudden victory. Luffman. And now Lance.
Oh, nice job of slipping. No, they're going to go to the tiebreakers. Great, great, great movement by both wrestlers. Luffman did a great job of straightening his leg to get it back. Almost there for two, and he's able to slip that ankle out.
Wow, just
both these guys getting after it.
inches away from the 2 that would have granted him the victory. And onto the tie breaks. 30 seconds, alternating positions.
Both these guys are really at a different level than they were a year ago. And, watching Luffman last year, size, things like that. But at the end of the day, he wasn't fighting through things when people got it. He has fought through positions today. So 1 point escape for Luffman really quick, which could come into play later. Riding time if they got to the tiebreakers the second time. There's Luffman now. He's up in the air. He's got a lot of left in his tank right now, looking to try to take down Lance. Edge of the mat, needs to know where he's at.
And he goes low, but runs out of time.
Luffman's a good rider. Now, it's a different story than trying to ride with 2 minutes in front of you in a regular. Right now, it's a matter of, can you do it for 30 seconds? You do it 10 seconds at a time. That kind could make a difference if it got to the second round of tiebreakers. So it's like a rodeo. How long can you ride the bull?
Lance has done a lot of work here late. Can he escape the grasp of Luffman?
And Luffman's a good rider, so this is really, nice job by Lance getting up and getting out. A few more seconds riding time for Luffman. These guys both want to win. That's what's so impressive. They just both are not going to give away the match. They both want to win.
No takedown. So it's 2-2. This may be, with the duel already decided, one of the more exciting ones of the day.
And we called it. We said, at 125, Cronin comes from behind, gets a win with takedowns at the edge of the mat at the end of a period, and now we get down to heavyweights. Luffman anticipating, covering the hips. He's going to get the 2. Big win for Luffman.
Luffman's gas tank had just a little bit more left in it. Second sudden victory. The sophomore, the winner at heavyweight for Illinois.
Nice job at anticipating, covering that hips and driving through for the 2.